In this video, we will do an example where we translate some sentences into logical statements. So part A says Maria will eat nachos or a pretzel. So I want to first note that in sentences like this that have the word or in them, we will assume that in problems that the word or is inclusive, an inclusive or, unless it specifies otherwise. So unless it specifies otherwise. So in this question, this word or, we're going to say that this is an inclusive or. I also think that this makes intuitive sense because when it says Maria will eat nachos or a pretzel, well, she might eat nachos, she may eat a pretzel, but she could eat both. So this is an inclusive or. So I want to begin by labeling the propositions with letters. So the simple or the basic propositions that we have. So I'm going to let, in this case, I know the word or is going to connect two things. And one of the things is Maria will eat nachos. I'm going to let that be N. N is going to be the sentence, Maria will eat nachos. Or I could call this a proposition. This is the proposition that Maria will eat nachos. And then what follows that is whether Maria will eat a pretzel. And I'm going to call that P. P will be the proposition, Maria will eat a pretzel. And now, if I put that completely into symbol form, we get N or P. And that's it. I've translated that to a logical statement. So let's do part B now. This one says, I want to hug a dog, or not both, study all day and stay indoors. I want to begin this one by having you pause the video for 2 minutes to try it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause the video and try this one for 2 minutes on your own. Alright, so hopefully you did that. Hopefully you paused it and tried it for about 2 minutes. Let's talk about it together. So let's begin by labeling our propositions with letters. And anytime I see sort of a connecting word like or and, those I know are going to be logical symbols. So the sentences that I set up should not include those words. All right, so before the word or, I see the phrase, I want to hug a dog. So I'm going to call that D. D is going to be the proposition, I want to hug a dog. I want to hug a dog. After the word or, I see the word not. I'm just going to use a negation symbol to refer to that word. So for the word or, I'll set up my symbol. For not, I'll set up the negation symbol. And then later I see the word and. That's making me think of the and symbol. So on either side of the word and, there are phrases talking about studying all day and staying indoors. And because at the beginning of the sentence, it said, I want to something or something, I need to begin these propositions with the words I want to as well. So I'm going to let S be the proposition, I want to study all day. And for staying indoors, I'm going to let that be I. I is going to be, I want to stay indoors. I want to stay indoors. So it wouldn't just be stay indoors. It's got to be I want to stay indoors. It's got to be the full proposition here. So then, when we put these together, we will get, so before the word, so I know or, let's write the symbol for or. Before or, it's the proposition D, I want to hug a dog. After the word or, there's the negation for the word not. And we're negating both studying all day and staying indoors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a parentheses in front of, or I'm going to put a parenthesis here so the negation's applying to that parenthesis. And within that parenthesis, I'm going to put this and symbol. So it's not the case that both we study all day long and we stay indoors. So I'll put S and I within this, and that is our answer. So the parentheses here is really important because this sentence is different. This proposition is different from if I were to switch the order and put D or, not S, and then put and I like this. This means something different. If I write down what this means, this would be saying, I want to hug a dog, or not study all day. That's what the first part is saying. And then I have the word and, so I can separate this with a comma and say, and I want to stay indoors. I want to stay indoors. So if we compare that to the original sentence, this has a distinctly different meaning. So these are not the same. So the moral there is that the parentheses here definitely matters. It was important for me to put that parentheses in, and moreover, where I placed the parentheses was also important. Alrighty, so in terms of our goals for this section, we finished our second goal. We've defined the negation, conjunction, which was and disjunction, which was or, operators. We've drawn their truth tables, and we've done some examples where we translated sentences to logical statements involving these operators.